Special member request, we have Rain Check, Drown, Guitar Tabs, and Guitar Lesson. I'm going to play through all the parts right at the beginning here. After that, I'll go back through, give a full explanation for it. Do me a big favor and hit the subscribe button. It's the best way to let me know that you like this video and want to see more stuff in this style. And now, let's try it out. Alright, so for this one, we're going to be in a dropped B standard tuning for 6-string. So in a sense, this could also work for a 7-string. We're just kind of negating that high E string. So basically we have the B, then we go E, A, D, G, B. Alright, so almost like we have our 6th string, and then we're just throwing that extra low B string on top. Alright, so for starters, we got a lot of kind of 2 guitar things happening at once. The initial section, we're playing with this octave here, which we'll see quite a bit in the song. We'll be here at the 6th fret on the, which is now the 4th string, which is the A. All right, and then we got the 8 on the 2nd string, which is now the G string. All right, and it's just the octave right there. And this initial guitar is just strumming it 8th notes, and then it kind of gradually gives it a little bend and release while strumming it. And with all the stuff for the effects, you know, we got a good amount of overdrive on there, a little bit of chorus effect on there, and some delay, like a 420 millisecond delay, and a little bit of reverb. So a lot of fun, you know, mix of effects on this, and definitely helps for these lead sections as well, where you want those effects. So like I said, we're just strumming this 6 and 8 on the 4th and 2nd string there with a gradual bend and release. Okay, all the other strings are muted. And then a second guitar starts chiming in, and it kind of does a same vibe here where we're strumming on that same octave, that 6 and 8 there. We strum it out about, you know, 7, 8 times, and then we slide it up to 9 and 11. Something like that. Okay, so then we just eventually get those 2 guitars happening over the top of each other for that intro section. All right, for the chorus progression here, chorus riff, this is where we need our dropped B for sure. So we come off to just a big open low B power chord. So we got the open low B 6th string, then the 2 on the 5th string, the E, and the 2 on the 4th string, A string there. So working with just an open low power chord. So we do a couple of strums on that. We move over to this E flat power chord at the 4 and 6s, hit that, slide it up to 7 and 9s, come off to a quick little open low B string, and then we just land back on the 4 and 6s for that E flat. We hit it, kind of hold it a moment, do a couple strums, a little hesitation, one more strum. Okay, just a loose arbitrary shuffle at the end there. And essentially go through it the same again, but at the end, instead of just hanging on that 4 and 6s there, the E flat, we give it a couple strums as usual, but then we finish by just dropping down to 2 and 4s for the D flat for a couple strums. Okay, that's kind of like the every other time we go through it. And while the chorus is going on, the second guitar is still kind of playing with those octaves that we had earlier. So we're at that 6 and 8 on the 4th and 2nd string there. All right, and with this, we're just kind of like strumming a little offbeat there, a couple strums, and then strum it again, give it a little bend and release. All right, and then we just take that up a set now for the 6 and 8 on the 5th and 3rd string there, the E and the D string, and kind of same deal there. Give it a couple strums, strum it, bend and release. All right, back to the higher set again, the original set, the A and G string there, 6 and 8, same strum. All right, and now we take it high. We go zoom up on the same strings there, and with this we want to hit the 13 on that 4th string, the A, and as well hit the 13 on the string under it, the 3rd string, D string there. Alright, and then we're going to hit the high octave at the 15 on the 2nd string there. Come back, hit that 13 on the 3rd string, and then back to the 15 on the 2nd string with a little bend and release. Alright, and essentially we would do the initial 2 spots again, those 6 and 8 on the A and G string, 6 and 8 on the E and D string there. Go through those strums with the bends, but that final time through, we just hang out on that 6 and 8 on the E and D, the 5th and 4th, 3rd string there, and we just hang there and just strum it out and just give it a little bend. For the verse, we do some palm muted power chords here. So we go to an A flat power chord, which we just get here at the 4 on the 5th string and the 6 on the 4th string. All right, and we're just palm muting about 8th note strums, and it's a good couple measures worth. All right, and then we finish it off by doing a couple of open power chords there on the 5th and 4th string. So it's an open E power chord. So open 5th string, 2 on the 4th string. And with that, we just do a few strums, come over to 2 and 4 on those same strings for the F sharp, and then a few strums there, and then just bump it up to the low set at the 2 and 4 for the D flat power chord. And we hang out on that D flat for the remainder of the measure. And while the verse is going on, the second guitar, playing with octaves still, it starts at our same 6 and 8 on the 4th and 2nd string. Okay, it hits it, holds it for a beat, and then we move over now to this new one. We go 7 and 9 on the 5th and 3rd string here, and we just hit it and just move it down to the 6 and 8. Alright, we hold that 6 and 8 for a few beats, and then just before the measure's out, we come back and hit the 7 and 9 again. Alright, repeat the 6 and 8 on the higher set, the A and the G string there, 4th and 2nd string, and then we move over to our 7 and 9 on the lower set, the 5th and 3rd string. But once we get that 7 and 9 on the second time through, we just hold on that 7 and 9. Alright, and then we would repeat the initial section. And after that second time we do that, we finish it by coming up to our super high octave, the 13 and 15 on the 4th and 2nd string, and we just strum that out and give it a bend. For the bridge section, we come off to just a big, interesting voicing of like a B, basically. So we're hitting the open low B, and then we do our 6 and 8 octave that we have been doing on the 4th and 2nd string there. All right, and it's with the strum, it's kind of like a 1-2, little hesitation 1. I'll repeat that twice, and then finish it by just doing like a back and forth about 5 times. All right, and then we finish it by doing moving over to the E flat power chord at the low set here, at the 4 on the B, 6 on the E and A there. And it's the same type of strum, like a 1-2, hesitate 1, hold, and then repeat. And then finish that off by just dropping it down to the D flat at the 2 and 4s and just strumming it about 5 times. All right, and we would go through that 3 times just like that, and at the final time through, we repeat everything all the way up until that final D flat at the 2 and 4s. But instead of going to the 2 and 4s, we come off of our 4 and 6s there and just bump it up to the E power chord at the 5 and 7s. Okay, and then over the top of all this, initially it's just that pattern kind of by itself. Second guitar starts chiming in, and then once everything comes in all together, the second guitar is doing our same 6 and 8 octave on the A and G string there, and it's just strumming it out kind of like in the very beginning, the intro, strumming it out and just giving it a slow bend and release.